Hey y'all, it's your girl Kimmy and welcome to my channel, Authentic Soul. This channel is all about spiritual enlightenment, guidance, and healing. Okay y'all, so let's go ahead and get into this spiritual tea. I have another channel message for you guys, and the passage I'm going to be reading from is Proverbs 19 verse 14. And it says, wealth makes many friends. Poverty drives them all away. So you need to have discernment when sharing your riches with others. Some people are greedy and they will suck you bone dry. They will keep wanting more and more and more. And it's okay for you to say no. And this is very true. Like, I had to really have discernment when giving, like even to family, to friends, because it's like if you know you have something, like they will even, it's like they can feel when money's around or whatever. And it's like they will just consistently have their hand out. And it's like you can give to them, but it's like they will keep wanting more and more and more until you have nothing for yourself. Like it's like they could know that they could know that, oh, she gets her food stamps on this day. It doesn't even matter. Like they will take your food stamps, okay? They be like, oh, she gets her food stamps on this day, so they calling you up. Like it's okay to give, but you need to give like a certain amount. Don't give and give and give until you have nothing. Like they don't care. Like they want you to be filling their house up with groceries, and they want you to be filling their cars up, and like it's okay. You know what I'm saying? They people will deplete your bank account, and then it's like if you need something, it's like, oh no, I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to give, but you have to have a limit to your giving. And if you can't do it, it's okay to say no, because that abundance is yours. That abundance is, it doesn't matter if it's EBT, it don't matter if it's $20. It don't matter. Like God gave that to you. So it's like you don't have to sit up here and be giving to everybody. You don't. So God says it's okay to say no. Give what God puts on your heart to give. And when I first started my spiritual journey, like I was so just, like that's just how I am anyways as a person. Like I love to give to people. But I was being sucked bone dry. You know what I'm saying? I was being sucked bone dry. And I got hurt a lot of the times, because it's like I was out here I was out here homeless on the streets, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still giving people what I have to give, and it's like people were taking everything from me and then just throwing me out. And so like I had to keep learning that lesson, and it was a very hard lesson. It was a very hard lesson, that you have to have a limit dealing with family, dealing with friends. It's like once they use me up and they use me for what I had to give, I was getting thrown out on the streets with my kids. So you have to give what God puts it on your heart to give. And He says, oh, give them a pack of noodles, only give them that pack of noodles. Don't sit up here and be buying juices, steaks, chicken, all that. Don't, no, 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 no. Only give. If God said give them a pack of noodles, give them a pack of noodles. Don't go above and beyond. Because at the end of the day, they're not going to even do that for you. And people will get mad. People will get mad when you tell them no. And they will be angry. And then these grown people throwing fits because you told them no. It's like I had to learn how to say no because I had to protect my own heart. I had to protect what God was giving me, because I have kids also. Like, I can't sit up here and just be giving, 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 and then I don't have nothing left for me. I don't have nothing left for my kids. And it's like, as soon as I be like, no, I can't do it, people are like, oh, 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 oh. And sometimes they'll keep asking you. And you're like, no, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And they won't accept it. They'll keep asking you. Or they'll get angry and they don't want to talk to you. You ain't allowed at their house. They don't want, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to help you out because you said no. You have to stand up for yourself and stand your ground. If you say no, then let it be no. Don't go back on your word. And don't be afraid of anyone. You're not supposed to be afraid of anyone but God, because these people are just humans. They're just humans. They're just humans like me and you. It's okay to stand up and tell people, no, I can't do that. And I had to learn that because I was never saying no. I was never saying no, but then I was getting used up. And I was getting used up and then tossed to the wolves, tossed out into the streets. And they won't care. People will be sitting in their house with your groceries that you bought. You know what I'm saying? They be sitting in the house with all the things that you bought. Using your current iron. They don't care. Like, using your weave. They don't care. And just be throwing you out on the street. God says, don't give in. Let them throw their fits and let them be mad. Like, man, they will stomp, they will yell, they will cuss you out, but don't give in to them. Do not give in to them because they're going to continue to keep using you. It's like they're trying to manipulate you into getting what they want. God says, let them deal with it, and they will get what they deserve. Because people are jealous of your abundance, and they want it for themselves. And people are selfish, and they won't share with you. It's like you're the one that's always giving, 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 and then when you need something, they don't want to give to you. They will be quick to be like, oh no, I don't have it. Oh no, I can't do that for you. I can't give you a ride. Oh, I'm going to need gas money. You know what I'm saying? They will be quick to do that to you. And that is why God did not give to them. Because they will not do the right things with the abundance. God didn't give to them He gave to you because he knew your heart, and he knew that you will help the people that are in need. There's a difference between helping people that are in need and helping people that are greedy and want their handout. It's a totally big difference, and I really had to learn that. And I had to learn that through getting my heart broken, through being thrown out on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was the only one doing without. My kids were the ones doing without, while everybody had a roof over their head, and I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And that is why God gave that abundance to you. He didn't give it to them because they were going to keep that abundance all from themselves. They weren't going to share with nobody. And God says to keep your head up and to stay strong. And don't let them push you around. You don't need to give them everything. You don't have to give people everything that you have. And I was like being way too giving, and I was doing that time and time again. And at the end of the day, I ended up being hurt, being broken down, And it's like I thought I had to give to these people because they were family, because they were friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, because they weren't doing the same for me. They weren't doing the same for my kids at the end of the day. If I just, you know what I'm saying, I had to learn to stand up for myself. And they would go off on me, and you just have to be like, oh well. Confirmation. You gotta be like, oh well. You gotta keep doing good. You have to keep doing good and keep doing the good things that you are doing, because that's how God is going to continue to bless you. Like, don't let these people try to turn you heartless because they're throwing their fits. You keep being the good person that you are, but you have to have a limit. You have to have discernment. You leave these people to their own demise and with their own problems. People could call you up all the time and be like, oh, I need you to do this, and I need you to help me run an errand for this, and I'm going to need food for this, I need money for this. Like, you literally, like, you can't help everybody. And you definitely can't keep helping greedy people. Like, you can't help everybody because, like I said, at the end of the day, they are not going to be there for you when you need them. And it's like, even if they are, it's like they want something from you in return. Like, you can't let people push you over and push you around, because you got to stand up for yourself, because they will continue to keep doing that. As long as you're over here giving, they're going to keep taking. God says, God the Father did not raise you to be like that. He didn't raise you to be a doormat. He didn't raise you to be a pushover. He raised you to be strong and to stand up for what is right. Stand up for your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he gave you. And he said you're not supposed to fear no human on this earthly plane. Okay? He says you are not to fear no human on this earthly plane, because they wither away. They turn to dust. We're not supposed to fear no human on this earthly plane. The only person we're supposed to fear is the Father, is God. God says to do what I say when I say. Stop listening to others tell you what to do. People will tell you what to do. Oh, you need to do this. Do it like this. Shop like that. Buy this. You know what I'm saying? No. No. You only need to listen to God, because He's never gonna steer you wrong. He's never gonna tell you wrong. He's never gonna steer you in the wrong direction. He's always gonna be truthful, be honest. And God says, "You are my child, and I gave you that inheritance." God gave that inheritance to you, and it's like, if you're not gonna if if you're not gonna listen to what God is telling you to do, He can easily take that inheritance from you. If He says, I don't want you to share with that person," then don't do it. Don't never go against God because you're listening to what other people have to say. Because they will steer you wrong in the quickness, but God will never steer you wrong, because He is truthful. He never lies. God says, don't squander your riches on people who don't care about you or will cause you harm. People will kill you. People will kill you for your inheritance. So you don't need to be squandering your riches on these people that are not going to care about you. They don't care about if you have a roof over your head. They don't care if your kids have shoes, clothes. They don't care if your kids are eating. They don't care if you're eating. So you don't need to sit up here and be worried about everything that they're going through, because they're not worried about what you're going through. They could care less. They could care less, because at the end of the day, you gave to them. So now they got what they got. So they could care less. They will hurt you any chance they get. Anytime, anyway. People, oh my God. And this is so true. Like, excuse me. People have said some hurtful, download things to me. And people have done some hurtful, download things to me, just for $1. Like I said, I lost my home. People have stolen from me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like every time I turn around, it's like somebody got their hand out. Somebody got their hand out. Like, they will throw you out into the streets. They will feed you to the wolves. Like, they don't care. They will do whatever they got to do in order to get what they need, to get what you got. God says, I have spoken these words to you for a reason. If you don't listen, you will die. You will die. Like, people will kill you behind money. You know what I'm saying? They will kill you behind money because they are jealous. Because they're jealous. And they are envious of what you have. They won't mind taking your life. Because they're like, well, how come she has this and I don't? It says, people want you for your money and what you can give to them. Even children do the same thing. Don't give them everything they want. Make them work for it. Like, you don't want your children to grow up and not work for anything. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to work for everything that we have. Like, you have to get up and you have to go to work every day to make sure that they have clothes, to make sure that they have shoes. You got to get up and go to work to make sure that they have a roof over their head. So why shouldn't they have to work for it? Even if it's them just washing the dishes or sweeping the floor. Because they will grow up and be lazy. They will be lazy. They will be thinking that all they have to do is sit around and you're going to be providing everything for them. Like, no. Because God says that nothing is brought to us on a silver platter. Like, He doesn't give us things on a silver platter. We have to work for everything that we have. Whether it's praying, fasting, doing the things that he's asking us to do, we have to put in the action. He's not just handing it to us. So we can't treat our kids like that as well. And people will use you for everything that you have because they don't have it. They will steal from you because they don't have it. And they won't have a problem taking it. They won't have a problem taking your life. Because you got it and they don't. And that's simple as that. Their behavior will be better and you will have peace. Yes, your kids. When you make them work for things, like they're not at, what is that word that I want to use? I don't want to say like bad. Like they're just like, they will behave better because you're not just handing it to them. I can't even think of the word I want to use right now. And it's okay to tell your children no sometimes. And their behavior will be more blessed. Yeah. It's okay to tell your children no, because it's like you can't tell them yes all the time. And I had to learn that. You know what I'm saying? You can't, excuse me, you can't feel bad for disciplining your kids because you don't want them growing up thinking that everything's going to be handed to them because that's not how it's going to be. Ooh, they're attacking my throat chakra. They're attacking my throat chakra. But anyways, yeah, that's not how life works. I tell my kids that is not how life works. I had to work for everything that I have. I had to start from the ground up and work my way up to the top. Nothing was given to me at all. So don't sit up here and just give it to your kids. And it is definitely okay to say no. No, you can't have this. No, you can't do that. Because you're bettering their lives. Yeah. God says, God does not give us everything we want for a reason. Right. Oh, yeah. That's the word. Like, you don't want your kids to be spoiled. And God doesn't want to sit here. He can give us whatever he wants. You know what I'm saying? Anytime that he wants. But he doesn't do that because all we're going to do is want more and more and more. And it's like we're not never going to learn any type of lesson if he's always just giving to us. And that's the same thing with our kids. Like, they're not going to be able to grow and mature and learn if all you're doing is handing it to them. They're not going to learn anything that is valuable in their lives. They're not going to learn how to behave properly if all you're doing is saying, okay, yes, you can have this. Okay, yes, you can have that. Even your kids, you tell them no, they throw fits. And that's fine. Let them throw that fit, but you keep your word. Because if God says we can't have something, he ain't going to be like, okay, you can have it because we're throwing a fit. No, he's going to say, I said no. God says he gives us what we need and what he deems is suitable for us in due season. Everything has a cycle, and at the end of the cycle, is when blessings come in. So God gives us things when in divine timing. When he's like, okay, like I see you putting in the work, you accomplished this, you did this. You know what? You deserve that. And that's how we have to be as parents. We have to make sure that our kids are working hard. And we have to lead with our actions and show them that we have to work hard. Everything happens in cycles and in seasons. And you will be rewarded justly in due season. In due season, in divine timing. So you have to keep working hard, keep putting in that action and not give up, because in due season you're going to get your blessings, you're going to get your rewards, and it's going to be more than what you expected. And God says we have to practice gratitude with a heartfelt thank you. Whenever somebody gives me something, I genuinely, from my heart, show gratitude, and I always say thank you. Even when God gives me and blesses me with anything, I say, God, I thank you, and I'm truly grateful from the bottom of my heart. And He knows if it's a heartfelt thank you or if you're just saying that. So, and you need to also teach your children to say please, to say thank you, It's being polite. And God likes us to have mannerism. He wants us to know that we are grateful and thankful for anything that He gives us. It can be the smallest of things. Show you appreciate what you already have. Yes. Like, you need to appreciate what God already has given you. By taking care of your things, keeping your house clean, even taking care of your kids, You have to show God that you are grateful and thankful and that you appreciate what you already have. And then that's when He blesses you with more things. Because if you're not appreciating what you already have, He's not going to continue to bless you. And that is like, okay, for example, when I bought my kids these toys for Christmas, brand new toys, and my little one decides to paint up her toy set. And I'm just like, you're not going to sit up here and destroy what I've worked hard for to give you. Like, you need to show that you appreciate what you have by saying thank you and by taking care of your things. Because when you take care of your things, I could be like, you know what? She does deserve that new doll that she's been asking for. Because she's been helping me around the house. She's been taking care of her toys that she already has. And that's the same thing. That's the same thing with God. He wants you to know that you appreciate what He has given you. Because He's like, you know what? She's been taking care of that house really good, and so I'm about to bless her with an even bigger house. You never know. God says, don't fall into the trap of greed. Everyone wants to be your friend when you're giving gifts. They walk away when you are facing poverty. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is so true, Like I said, I was just giving to people, and then when I didn't have no more to give, I was being thrown out in the streets. Literally. By friends, by family, people that I thought would be there for me. But it was once they used me all up, there was no need for me anymore. Once it's they use you, and then it's once you hit a snag in the road and you need a little bit of help, they're like, oh no, you gotta go. Like, nah. Thank you. Thank you for the food. Thank you for paying my rent. Thank you for the money. Thank you for the gas money. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta go. And then God says they don't help you and they never will. Learn this lesson now, sooner rather than later, and you will keep your life. And that is true because people were just leaving me out in the streets. Like, after they took everything that I was giving them, like, I was left out in the streets with nothing. And people weren't even telling me thank you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? As long as you buying them chips, candy, sodas, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that they wanted at that time. That they were your best friends. They were your best friends. Oh, hey, friend. Taking them shopping, buying them clothes. Oh, hey, friend. Now it's like, oh, can I borrow $20, friend? I ain't even got it like that. Now that you need, they're not trying to give to you. So God says, like, you need to really learn this lesson sooner rather than later. And, I really had to learn the hard way. And I wouldn't want nobody to experience what I had to experience, because it just kept happening to me time and time again. And so you really need to learn that lesson now, you know what I'm saying? And not have to keep experiencing the pain and the hurt for people letting you down, even though that you did for them. Because they're not going to be there the same way that you were there for them, They're not going to be there for you at all. So that concludes today's channel message. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that communication bell. And stay blessed out in these streets, y'all.